I feel terrible. I'm literally the worst cat mom ever because I'm gonna have to kick off Mr. Peeps so that I can film in my spot. I feel horrible. We're gonna move him gently. My cat is really upset that I kicked him off of his special chair, so there is a chance that he's gonna try and sabotage my video. What are you doing? I feel like this lighting is making me look super pale, even though I've actually been like self-tanning the crap out of myself. I don't know if you can tell. I'm just trying to add some color because I feel like I've been deprived of sunlight for so long. All of us are spending a lot of time indoors these days. We're all at home. Well, not all of us, but most of us are at home. I'm working from home a lot as well. And I figured we would talk about what fragrances to wear when you're hanging out at home. Different situations at home. I have been trying to get creative and do all kinds of stuff at home, and yeah, it's hard to stay focused. It's hard to stay entertained, and for people like myself whose hobbies are based outside of the home, it is really difficult, aside from filming videos, to stay kind of engaged and happy and do stuff. So I'm glad that I have fragrances and I can do my fragrance videos and share with you guys to kind of keep myself entertained, and I hope that you guys are all finding ways to stay engaged and happy as well. So I just wanted to share with you guys a list of different fragrances that I like to wear in different situations at home, really. We're just gonna get into the list. A lot of these are unisex. Most of these obviously are feminine leaning, but obviously all fragrances are for everyone. I don't have these in any particular order. Oh yes, don't mind me, this is a glass of wine. Does anybody else find themselves drinking a lot earlier in the day these days? I do. So we're gonna start with Elizabeth Arden White Tea. I love this one for those days that you kind of feel a little bit lazy getting out of bed, a little bit groggy, and you just want to like maybe get a little bit of an energy boost. This one opens up with a nice herbaceous opening. It's a beautiful tea scent. Took me like 3 tries to rotate this bottle. I'm losing it. It's a really clean, fresh, uplifting, energizing scent. This is a fragrance that is very, it makes me happy when I smell it. It makes me energized. It makes me want to get up and do stuff. So like those days that you kind of find it difficult to roll out of bed and get started with your day, Elizabeth Arden White Tea for me works perfectly, and it lifts me up, it energizes me, and it gets me going. On a quick side note, like if you kind of feel de-energized, I've been into aromatherapy for a long time, even before I got into fragrances, and I've been using like an oil diffuser before it was cool to use an oil diffuser, and I find that peppermint really gets you like energized and just gives you a boost to get you going. I like to use peppermint oil at home when I'm feeling lazy to give me that extra kick to get going, and I like to use it sometimes even at the gym. Not that any of us are going to the gym these days, but a little bit of peppermint oil just gives you that extra energy boost. So if you guys are into that, you can try that. But anyway, yeah, Elizabeth Arden White Tea is a really great uplifting fragrance to wear at home, and it's very, very clean. It's one of those fragrances that like I like to wear when I'm even like cleaning the house and doing laundry, because it smells so clean. It makes you want to have everything around you be clean too. Another clean fragrance that I like to wear is actually from Victoria's Secret, and this is the only fragrance that I really, really love from Victoria's Secret, and it's called Love. Like, don't judge, guys, seriously, it smells really good. It's not like a cheesy fragrance. It smells very clean. It's not too sweet. It's got cypress and apricot and a note of what they call boyfriend t-shirt. Obviously an imaginary note, but it also smells like clean laundry with a really interesting kind of like a sweet, creamy cypress kick to it. I love to wear this after the shower. I love to wear this in the evenings when I'm kind of winding down, and it's non-imposing. It's very clean. I can smell it on my clothes for a really long time, and yeah, this is my favorite fragrance to wear out of the shower. I also have the body cream, but the body cream I feel like didn't last as long. Like it's starting to smell a little bit not as fresh. Like it's still good. Oh, oops, the paper's still on. it just smells like a cream now. Like, it's almost like the fragrance is fading, and I've had this for about a year, but the fragrance itself is actually still really good, and I really, really love this one. So if you guys are skeptical about Victoria's Secret fragrances, seriously, Love is a really good one, and it's not what you would expect from them. It's not super sweet or fruity or whatever. It's actually just a really fresh, clean, uplifting fragrance. Okay, the next one is Moschino Toy 2, and I only have a little tiny thing that I got for 250 points at Sephora. So sometimes they have those little, like the rewards for your points. Sometimes they have fragrances, and this one I've used a few times. I had a different sample of it before, and it smells like a candy-ish sweet version of light blue. So for you guys that like light blue, this is a fuzzier, sweeter, cozier version of light blue. And I love to wear this at home as a casual kind of spring and summer scent. It's just a really fun, active, energizing fragrance. It's a little bit sweet, it's a little bit candy-esque, and so definitely check that out. I want to check out Toy Boy, but I feel like the packaging is so silly, isn't it? It's just like a little teddy bear, and the Toy Boy, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. I feel like it has, I don't know if it's just my mind, but does it not look a little bit risque? That's the idea that I get, plus their advertisements, which you guys can check out on Fragrantica. So yeah, I don't know what Toy Boy smells like, but I want to. Plus, it just occurred to me, the name of the fragrance, Toy Boy, like, we all see the direction it's going in. Am I the only one? Like, am I the only one that's seeing that innuendo? Let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, and also let me know what that smells like, because I have no idea, and I haven't seen it anywhere. I'm curious to try it, but I'm liking the Toy series based on Toy 2, so maybe it smells really good. The next one that I love, and I've loved for a long time, is Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt. My only issue with this fragrance is that it doesn't last long at all, so I'm sorry, but I do have the oil, which I love, and I'm gonna link my fragrance oils video up here. It's just a really, really good scent. It's got sweet aspects and salty aspects. There's something in here that is so satisfying that I just want to keep smelling. It reminds me a little bit of the sea, but also like a sweet skin that's kind of been out in the sun, like a sweet, salty skin that's been like sunbathing for a while. It's very sexy in a subtle way, and it's very, very clean smelling. And so yeah, Wood Sage and Sea Salt is beautiful, but I do recommend maybe getting a fragrance oil, just because even though I have the original perfume, it's so expensive for such a not long-lasting fragrance. Like, it is a cologne concentration, so it is a lot lighter, but I just feel like for most people it's not fair to have to buy something so expensive that'll only last you like a couple hours. It's a little bit of a bummer. So the oil that I have is from the fragrance shop. I'll link it for you in the down bar below. It's not sponsored in any way. It's just something that I discovered myself because I found this fragrance, fell in love with it, and was so disappointed that it wouldn't last that I like went on a mission to find a version of it that would last. And yeah, the oil is just basically magic. So yeah, check that out. And it's just a very comforting scent. It's just one that I really like to wear at home. It's just a very comforting, non-imposing, subtle, beautiful fragrance. The next one is marketed towards men, but I actually find it quite unisex, and it's from Zara, and it's from the tobacco collection. It's Rich, Warm, Addictive. There is actually no tobacco note in there. I think maybe the older formulation does have a tobacco note, but this one has more of a boozy, sweet aspect to it. It almost smells like a little bit like coffee and rum in a weird way. It almost smells like one of those, or like a creamy, boozy coffee is almost more like what it smells like, but a very subtle, I don't know why I'm smelling coffee in it. I'm not sure if there's a note of coffee in it. No, there's a note of peony in it, which is interesting. So we'll give it a spray. Yeah, it smells like a really delicious liqueur, like a coffee liqueur, maybe like a Kahlua or something like that, with some floral nuances. So it's a very perceived tobacco, but it's a very cozy, nice, cold weather scent that it's very, very snuggly. It's very yummy. Like, for the gourmand lovers, this one is great, and it's a very affordable price point, men and women. The smell's delicious. For people wondering if it's anything like Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford, no, it's not. This isn't like Tobacco Vanille at all. It's a very different idea. It's a very different scent profile. It's hard to explain, but it doesn't have a similarity to Tobacco Vanille at all. This is almost a little bit nuttier and boozier and softer. It's a little bit more on the floral side, if I can say that. It's not a dense tobacco and it's not a dense sweetness. It's actually quite light, but very gourmand. This is definitely something that's gourmand leaning. So that's Zara Tobacco Collection Rich Warm Addictive. This is already very popular, so I'm sure you guys have heard of this already. I love Zara, by the way, for anything, for clothing, for fragrances. Like my t-shirt, I'm pretty sure is from Zara, and I just love that store. They have really good everything. And I'm really impressed by their fragrances too. I'll do like a separate video on women's Zara fragrances that I love. I've been quite impressed by their quality. The next one is no surprise, and it is Guerlain Mon Guerlain. And of course we know this is a lavender vanilla fragrance. It's very soothing. It's very comforting and cozy and snuggly. That vanilla and lavender, the lavender we know is a very soothing note. It's very calming, and we all need to feel calm these days. So having the lavender note is great, and I do find that it's very soothing and comfy and cozy, and this is one of those that you just want to snuggle when you're wearing this fragrance. But I also really like, personally, I don't know if you guys have tried it, but Mon Guerlain Bloom of Rose. I know it looks like the Intense version, but it's not. I actually haven't had a chance to try the Intense or the Eau de Toilette, but not on skin anyway. The Bloom of Rose has a certain rose twist to it that on my skin works really well, and I get more compliments on the Bloom of Rose flanker than the original Mon Guerlain. It just works really well on my skin. Just that little touch of rose that's added in here, and it smells to me a little tiny bit sweeter, a little bit sexier. Honestly, if the original Mon Guerlain is like a sensual, comforting fragrance, this one's a little bit more sexy, and it's like, it smells like clean, sexy skin. That's what that extra note adds in it. It's just a very cozy fragrance that you can snuggle into your special person with. So as we're talking about snuggly scents, you know, Netflix and chill kind of situations, or, you know, it doesn't even have to be Netflix. It can be 90 Day Fiancé. Guys, L'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent, you should be wearing this for your snuggle situations. This is just the most sexy, inviting, non-imposing and not synthetic smelling fragrance. I know in previous videos I talked about how I love Boss Bottled Intense, but I'm gonna tell you guys, I think I'm over it, just because it does have a little bit of that synthetic, obnoxious nuance that can get old. This doesn't get old. L'Homme is like incredibly sexy in a very nonchalant sort of way, in a very casual, hey, come here, let's just watch some TV and snuggle sort of way. So guys, you should be wearing this, and I love it. I actually wear it myself, and I get a lot of compliments when I wear this because the floral nuances come out on me. And just for home, for the guys, give this a try. I really, really recommend it. The next one I've mentioned in a lot of videos, and it's also Yves Saint Laurent, and it's Manifesto L'Éclat. This is a really fluffy, cozy, comforting vanilla fragrance with tea and a black currant accord. Yeah, I do have little half sheets. I've rationed them because I don't have any more left, and I don't think I can get any more, so I'm just kind of making do with what I have. This is sweet, it's fluffy, it's like a marshmallow cloud with some tea and some black currant that makes it a little bit more edgy, makes it a little bit more interesting, and gives it a little bit more of a zing. So this is good for any situation. Honestly, at home, when I used to go out of my house, this would be my dumb reach. I really like it. It's good in cold weather. It works well in warmer weather. I probably wouldn't wear it in the summer, but it's a really cozy, snuggly, like you just don't want to get out of bed and you just want to like work from bed that day. This is the fragrance to reach for, and it's also really sexy too, so it's good for the Netflix and chill situations. The 90-Day Fiancé and chill situations for me. I'm obsessed with that show. Who else is obsessed with 90-Day Fiancé? It's so good. That, and I've also been watching a lot of Married at First Sight Australia. Just the Australia version, the American version isn't as good, but I love the experts on that show, and it was completely unrelated to fragrances. But if you guys like reality TV and you like dating shows, definitely check that out. It's so good. I'm a reality TV junkie. I've been on reality TV. Like, it's my guilty pleasure. Even though I hate to say guilty pleasure, it really is just a pleasure. It's not guilty. I feel no guilt. It's so good. 90-Day Fiancé, Married at First Sight Australia, Jersey Shore. I've been like on Jersey Shore since it started, and it's so silly, but it's so fun to watch. The Challenge, like all those shows, Big Brother, even though I haven't watched it in the longest time, like it's something about those shows just gets me excited. And so yeah, wear any of these snuggly scents while watching reality TV, right? Who gets me? Please let me know. You know, you guys are probably like, oh my god, this girl has no life. All she does is fragrances and reality TV, but I'm okay with that. And the next one that's also a snuggly scent is Burberry-ller Intense. This is a sexy, creamy berries with whipped cream. The spray is incredible. I'm just gonna do it again. I love this. This is very seductive. It's very sexy. It's very like a girl next door kind of sexy, like sweet berries. A friend of mine compared this to, you know, those Campino candies, and I totally see what she means. It was in the My Best Friends Rate My Favorite Fragrances video. I'll link it up here. And yeah, so I totally see what she means about that creamy strawberry Campino, even though the strawberry note is more for the original Burberry-ller. The Burberry-ller Intense has cherry and blackberry. I have a tester bottle, so it says the notes on here. My camera finally focused. So yeah, this one is richer than the original Burberry-ller. It's more creamy, and I find it more cozy and something that I prefer to wear at home over the original Burberry-ller. And it's just super sweet, cozy, gourmand. It gives me the same comfort as just eating an entire berry cheesecake by myself. That sounds really sad. Not by myself, with a friend. Yeah, it's just got that very warm, cozy, sweet comfort to it. So that's one of my favorites to wear at home. And the last one, I caved, you guys. I got Ariana Grande Cloud. I got it. It was on a really good price at Shoppers Drug Mart. I got it like a couple months ago, and it was $30 for this and like a little tiny mini bottle as well. And I just wanted to find out. Okay, I bought into it. Everybody keeps saying how this smells like Francis Kurkdjian Baccarat Rouge 540. I needed to know. Okay, the little tester bottle is empty in the store. I couldn't actually try it, so I just went ahead and I bought it. I bought the Cloud. I'm on the Cloud. I'm gonna give it a spray. It's brand new. I haven't used it yet. It opens up actually quite light. You can't tell really much from the opening. And then it starts to smell very coconutty. It starts to smell really, really coconutty in the beginning. But I did wear it once out of the little tiny bottle that I have, and it does. It smells like Baccarat Rouge 540, but a cheaper version. Again, I'm gonna stand by it. Nothing is quite as good. It doesn't give you the same satisfaction. For people that love Baccarat Rouge 540, there's a certain satisfaction in smelling that fragrance. There's a certain, like, it just hits all the right spots when you smell it. And there are a lot of fragrances that have a similar scent profile and a similar sweetness, but they just don't do it for you. You know what I mean? It's just not as satisfying, but I have to admit it does smell very, very similar. It smells better on the skin. On the paper, more of the coconut comes out. It smells more coconutty. And at first when I tried it, I was like, what are people talking about? I don't understand how this even smells remotely like Baccarat Rouge 540. Like, I couldn't understand. But it does develop and change, and it has the same sweetness. It doesn't really have so much of that Band-Aid accord. It's like a... It's like a cheapy version of Baccarat Rouge. I think that for people who really like that scent, that maybe aren't really that heavily into fragrances and just want something that smells similar, this would be a good option because it is extremely affordable. This cloud is super loose, by the way, so you have to be careful, like not, because it falls out so easily, it doesn't actually stay in there. So be careful, because I almost dropped this and broke it. And this smells like cheap, like plastic, like cheap toys from the dollar store, that plastic smell. Doesn't smell very good. This is a funky smelling cloud. But yeah, you could just keep it out of the cloud. So it does smell like Baccarat Rouge, and I like it for that. Sometimes I want to feel a little bit like extra bougie at home. If I'm cleaning the house and I want to smell extra bougie, sometimes I do that. I'm weird. I'll wear the cloud. And if I'm doing dishes, for some reason, I like to wear the cloud. It's just something that makes me feel a little bit more fancy, and I don't really want to wear Baccarat Rouge 540 in the house. Like, I save that for special occasions, but I'll wear the cloud and like I'll feel good about it. So that's that. I'm not gonna say it's a dupe, but I am gonna say that it does have a very similar scent profile. It does smell a lot like it, and if you're looking for a cheap alternative, especially if you can get it on sale like I did for $30, please go ahead and do that. You probably won't be disappointed. So those are all of my fragrances that I like to wear at home for all sorts of different situations. Let me know what you guys are wearing when you're hanging out at home, and what are your cleaning fragrances? What are your snuggly fragrances? What are your like any situation at home fragrances? Because that's kind of the bubble that we're all living in, unfortunately. So yeah, let me know, and if I can blind buy any of them and get them ordered to my house, I'll definitely do that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Everybody stay safe and healthy. See you in the next video. Bye.